Good morning, YouTube. This is your homegirl, Aria Barbosa, and I'm a full do another live video real quick. Shout out to my chat, shout out to my YouTube creators, shout out to my subscribers. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I greet everyone. Good morning. I was in a good mood earlier, but now it's a different story. And I don't mean no harm, but when I see things going on this YouTube app, and some people incorporate me as being whatever, whether good or bad. Shout out to my chat, shout out to my subscribers, shout out to my moderators, shout out to my moderators. The playback is going to be here. It's going to be here. But I just want to come up here real quick and talk about me facing my own demons. Even though I'm 50 years old, 50, I'll be 51 in March. Shout out to the chat. I have to face my own demons, my own insecurities, my own weaknesses. Because I always tell the whole world I don't have any weaknesses, but I do. I do. Can I celebrate those weaknesses? I can. But it costs for me to do that. It costs a certain part of my soul, my spirit, everything that makes me Arabia Barbosa, aka the BT1000, aka Lucy the Vampire, aka Jeeper Creeper, aka the German Shepherd in the room. And when I do that intro about who I am, the BT1000 is very powerful. That entity is very powerful. These are spirits. Every time I call their names, these spirits enter into my house. I'm not talking about the physical house. I'm talking about my own personal body. Shout out to the chat. I'm not perfect. I will never be perfect. Even if I die, I will not be perfect. But I will be who I am. Arabia Barbosa. And the more I look at my life, I said to myself, Arabia, can you change something? Can you move around? No. I'm rigid in my assessment of life, my opinion of life, how I think about things, how I do things. I'm on a time schedule. It's like being in prison once again with yard control movement. You know what yard control movement means? I'll explain what it means. It means the yard is open for you to go to work. The yard is open for you to go to school. The yard is open. You have 5 minutes to get to your destination. If you are not at your destination in 5 minutes, you will go to the holding cell. You will receive a ticket at a place. What does that mean to be at a place? In prison? Yard control movement. And that's what I do today. Even if I'm in my apartment, I have no peace. there will never be any peace because my soul is convicted of the shit I have done. The sins I've committed, even though I did my prison time, it doesn't matter. Nobody forgets and nobody forgives. I had an opportunity a couple of years ago to make right what went wrong, and I refused. I refused because I did not want my spirit to be tainted any further. I was trying to protect myself. At 38 years old, 38 years old, one of my people died years ago, 2011. I'll never forget that day. My mother, the woman that raised me, told me, she said, use that as your weapon. Use it as a shield when you go back into the battlefield. When you go back into the battlefield of life. And it is a reality for me. Prozac ain't gonna get rid of it. Mood stabilizers ain't gonna get rid of it. Seeing a therapist ain't gonna get rid of it. Being locked up somewhere ain't gonna get rid of it. So I dig deeper and deeper into my own soul, into my own thing. And the deeper I dig, the more I am compelled to run away. Shout out to the chat because there's a lot of memories I don't have anymore. I shut them out. But I grew up in a home where I had other people that was in the home and they have those memories. They have. They remember what happened when I was 9 years old. They remember what happened when I was 14. They remember me going to prison. They remember me getting out. They remember the jobs I used to work. They remember the apartment I had in Greenville, South Carolina. Shout out to the chat. I'm just reflecting on my life. And I said, I have to face these demons one by one. And it's not people on YouTube. It's not people on my job. It's not people in my everyday life. They are part of it, but they are not the root part of it. Shout out to the chat. When Queen Regina did her video, and I heard myself talking, I heard myself speaking, I knew then it was deeper and darker than I thought. But I had already warned my audience. I already warned everyone that was subscribed to me, my YouTube creators, whoever is subscribed to me. You knew I was going to get deeper and darker. You knew. But you still stuck with me. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to my moderators. Shout out to you. Your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa. I'm fighting a battle not with other YouTube creators. I'm fighting a battle with inside myself. It's a battle that's been going on for almost 50 years. 50 years. I've been battling myself even when I was in my mother's womb. She knew what kind of person I was going to be. She knew. And she still did what she did. At the end of the day, my biological mother regrets her decision to get rid of all her children. She thought she was protecting us. She thought she was doing the right thing. That right thing was the wrong thing, ma'am. She grew up in the Jim Crow era of the South. She grew up then. My mother, if I'm 50 years old, that means my mother is 72 years old now. 8 years short of being 80 years old. And I don't mean no harm, but when I go to certain places in Charleston, South Carolina, I run across a lot of her family members. A lot of them. And they know who I am. They know who I am. They know my name. I had one woman the other night call me by my name on the job. I looked at her and I was so unwelcoming. I'm I'm a bully. I'm a bully. But I only bully those that bully me. And my beginnings will not be my end. But at the end of the day, I will live alone. I will die alone. I celebrate that fact. But in my being alone, am I going to lose my mind, my real mind? And I ask myself that question all the time. I look at all my relationships with men and women as all the same thing. What killed the relationship? My jealousy, my possession of them, my territorial attitude. Because I started telling them what to do, who to talk to, who to let in their house, who not to let in their house. I still have a lot of control over people. And there's one woman I'm angry with more than anybody else. And she has control over me. And guess what? This woman is dead. The woman that raised me, she died years ago. How does she have so much power over me? Because she told me I would never be free. From day one, you will never be free of these demons. It is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Can you imagine never being free at all? When you think you're getting freedom, you're running into another prison, or you risk the chance of being faced with the gallows of death and destruction. And I looked over my paperwork the other night and I said, oh my God, oh my God, Dios mío, abre la pata. And when I say those words, I'm reminded that I cannot escape from my past, even though how much I try. I remember when I was a young woman starting out in the world, I had long, beautiful hair. I cut it off. When I was in prison, there was a woman that used to call me Diana Ross. And she called me Diana Ross because I had all that long, beautiful hair. And I would get angry with my own hair, with my own image. My own image is the image that entwines my mother and my father together. It's a physical image. The spiritual image is both of them again. So not only am I fighting these battles with myself, I know my siblings are fighting. I know my nieces and nephews are fighting. They're fighting to find their own identity, their own place in this world. When I get different phone calls, it might be from whoever, but my sisters always question me because they've been watching this page, they've been watching these channels. And they say, who is that? Who is that? Who is that woman over there? Uh, you know her name? They question me. Arabia, is it real or is it a delusion? Is it a hallucination? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating enough? Are you doing anything to stop the stuff from happening? It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. And I get upset when I see other things going on, but there's nothing I can do to stop it. But one thing I can say, I'm proud of all my crew members. I give them congratulations. I shake their hand. I hug them. In a few more days, I gotta send out written letters, handwritten letters to different family members. A lot of them are afraid of me. A lot of them are intimidated by me. A lot of them don't want to deal with me. But I wanted it that way, even when I was a teenager. Now I'm 50 years old. I'm getting ready to be 51 in March. And I shout out to my subscribers because I want all my subscribers to build their own channels, tell their story, tell their story. Because my YouTube creators already told their story. They told their story and they do what they do to entertain. That's what they do. Is my life a nightmare? No. It is what I make it. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to my moderators, my subscribers, my YouTube creators. Even those that don't agree with me, shout out to you. Because I get some people that come in my chat and disagree with me. If I don't know you, you will be banned. If I know you, I know who you are. I know what your voice sounds like. I know what you look like. I know to keep you in my chat and listen to you. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. I have to go to work tonight, and it's not going to be an awesome night for me because I'm going to be thinking about what's going on. Shout out to the chat. Billie Holiday was a torch singer. Not only did she did jazz blues, she was a torch singer. Phyllis Hyman was a torch singer. If you really look real close, Whitney Houston was a torch singer. Amy Winehouse was a torch singer. Janis Joplin was a torch singer. Big Mama Thornton was a torch singer. And all these women are gone, dead, in the grave. Birdman called me the other day. He said, "You want me to come get you? I can come pick you up and take you back to the house." Take me back over there for what? You can't heal my hurts. You can't heal what's going on in my heart. You can't do nothing. And he said, "Arabia, I'm so sorry." But he said, I gotta keep watch over you because anything happen to you, I gotta answer to your family. I gotta answer. We're not married, but we are entwined with each other and we are in the in between. Shout out to the chat. I need to address my issues, my problems. Before I do any more damage, it's called damage control. When you go back into your own life and you can look at your past and your present, where's my future? Where is it? Dying at an old age? Oh, no, 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 I can't do it. Ever since I was 14 years old, I wanted to get out of here. I wanted to get out of the body I was in and go back into where the universe is at. But the universe, only thing it's going to do is say, well, you didn't learn the lessons. So now we're going to send you back into another body. Is it going to be another female body? Female. Oh my God. To be born female and be open to different things that happened in my young life. No. But it's just as worse for the young man. There is no escape. There is no light at the tunnel. Everything is in total darkness. It is. Because I remember the darkness a couple of years ago. And I rose up out of here. And I went out in the world and I did what I had to do. And I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I said I was never perfect. Don't I call myself the BT 1000, Lucy the Vampire, the Jeeba Creeper on this shit, the German Shepherd in the room? The German Shepherd in the room is trying to wheel in those other different personalities, these different parts of myself. It remains loyal to me. I remember when I was living in Goose Creek, South Carolina, short period of time. I used to walk from my mother's house, my biological mother house, to the Walmart. It took me 15 minutes to walk there. Walk in, buy whatever I'm buying, come back out. I see the crows all over the place. And you got to understand what the birds are saying to you. You got to understand what they talking about. And I used to make phone calls back to my sisters and check on them, and I found out there was some bullshit going on with them. Just like right now, I saw something coming towards this house last night. Last night. before I left out, before I left to go to work. I saw something coming. And I said, I don't know what it is, but it's coming. It's something that I'm not even being prepared for. None of my training in life has prepared me for this biggest thing that's coming. I don't know if it's floodwaters. I don't know if it's fire. I don't know if it's going to be people shooting on the street. I don't know. But I live my life and I accept what happened to me. I accept it in one way and another way. I'm mad about it. Maybe Lonnie is right. Maybe. Maybe when she did those phone calls to the hospital and shared my YouTube channel to those people, emailed them. I was like, why is Lonnie snitching on me? She was snitching on me because she saw something else coming. She saw it. Shout out to the chat.